Welcome to the Queens on Decks, where I interview female DJs from around the world. I am Michelle Miller, your host of the Royal Queens Rising podcast. We share our inspiring stories and secrets to our success. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm DJ RunDat, the host of the Queens on Deck show, where I interview female DJs from around the world. Today, our special guest is Miranda, Locution Field Lab. So tell us about your name. I was like unsure, so we were clarifying that before the interview. Tell us how you came up with that name.
So it's actually one that I get questions on a lot. So one of my big goals with my music is to create like an immersive art music installation. And so a lot of it has to do with like poetry and like writing. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil any future surprises. But locution, the word itself means to choose like a word for its style or phrasing. And I feel like I can be pretentious in that way sometimes when it comes to some of my like writing. So that mixed with Field Lab, which is just kind of like, for me, it's like experiments and just like being out in nature. And so it's like the culmination of all three of those things. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. So how did you get started DJing? What inspired you to DJ?
So I would say it was back in, I think it was like 2017 is when I got started. So it really wasn't that long ago. I really became very inspired by this artist called Tycho. I don't know if you or anyone has ever heard of him, but he's absolutely incredible. You should definitely check him out. And I would listen to his DJ sets on SoundCloud that were streamed from Burning Man. And I was just so blown away by them. And after I did some like research, shameless lurking and stalking, I figured out that they were just, him with some decks playing all the music that he loved. And when I figured that out, I was just like, wow, like I would love to do that because I'm very passionate about music and I love sharing music with people. And so, yeah, it just kind of started from there and kind of evolved into this rest of this project. So.
I love it. I have heard of Tygo, and that's like a kind of a genre that I've been exploring more of after listening to BPM Chill on Sirius XM. I'm like, I really dig that chill, deep house vibe, especially when I'm
Oh, yeah. Perfect for driving.
Yeah. So did you have a mentor that helped you get going?
Not really. When I first started, it was really just me. I had virtual DJ. I didn't really have like a controller or anything like that. And I would really just like sit in my bedroom and practice and play and buy music. And after a while, I got a controller from a friend who basically, loaned it to me, but it was one of those indefinite kind of loans as he got some better equipment. And from there, yeah, it was mostly just kind of like networking and meeting people like you and DJ Dana, who are both incredible female DJs that I've learned so much from. And so, yeah, it's really just become like networking and just learning from others who are in the field.
I love it. I love it. So what have you been doing during COVID with your DJing?
Yeah, so back in so I'm in Ohio and we went on a lockdown in March. And so what I did was every Sunday I hosted on Facebook Locution Lounge, which was basically just me in my living room playing, DJing, but I did like more down tempo sets, kind of like Tycho style of music, like very chill, very laid back every Sunday. Because I had a lot of friends who were doing, like the party DJ sets on Fridays and Saturdays, and there were so many live streams going on. I thought it'd be a great way to kind of help everybody wind down and relax like Sunday night. So I did that. And then I think I did one or two like techno Tuesdays and did a little bit more upbeat stuff for that. So.
Super fun. I did tune into some of those and I loved you were just like in your groove dancing. I think you might have had cat ears or bunny ears or something on and you were so festive and fun and like I loved it. I loved it. Awesome. So how would you describe your style?
So for me, I think that's definitely something that I'm still exploring in the lab, As of right now, when it comes to my DJ performances, I pretty much lean towards one of two things. I either do like techno, like when I'm at a club or something like that. And there's been a few times I've played like at a rooftop lounge here in Columbus. So I'll play more like down tempo, more chill out, maybe throw in a little bit of deep house there. So I kind of differentiate between those two. And then as for my music, it's kind of the same thing. I have my first EP I released back in February, and it was two kind of melodic techno tracks.
So as far as making music, producing music, are you singing? How are you building the music? What softwares are you using?
I actually got started making music using Fruity Loops or FL Studio, and it was honestly kind of a hurdle to learn the software. And after I did some more research, I realized it just wasn't the software for me for what I wanted to do. So I switched to Ableton, and that I think was kind of a big shifting point for me. It's so easy to use. It's logical how everything is laid out. So I primarily work within Ableton. I have a MIDI controller and a synthesizer that I record into. I'm learning guitar. I haven't learned it yet, but we're practicing. So it's pretty much all just electronic right now. I don't do too much singing. Yeah. I lied. I don't do any singing, but I do sing vocals and things from like field recordings that I take and stuff. So
amazing. I love it. Well, I cannot wait to hear your music. How can people find you online?
So I'm kind of everywhere. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is just at Locution Field, no lab. And then I'm on Spotify, just Locution Field Lab, and SoundCloud, same thing, Locution Field Lab. On SoundCloud, I actually have some of my DJ mixes recorded on there, so you can check out some of those. And then I have a website. It's just locutionfieldlab.wordpress.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I had wanted to have you on the show. We connected in a really interesting way where you had applied to work with me, and we worked together for a little bit, and then you got busy and it didn't work out, and here we are now. So I love it.
So bummed because I was super excited to work with you and help you get your podcast launched, which is amazing, by the way. I've been listening to all the different female artists, and I love watching them on YouTube too. It's super cool that you're doing it. So I was so excited to be a part of it and work with you, but with school and work and everything else, I just got too bogged down, and I was so bummed. It's like, she's awesome, and this is such an amazing project, and I just wish I had more time, but don't we all?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you and I were meant to do something else. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and stay tuned for more episodes. Go to my website to claim your free gift, a digital copy of my best-selling book, How to Start a DJ Business. www.djrundat.com. Follow me on all social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at DJ RunDat. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. To learn how you can book me or work with me, go to my website or email me at michelle@djrundat.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a review.